So I want to invite Allie up here. And Allie is wearing one of my stoles. And Rustin, this is the stole for you on Pentecost, if you dare put it on. I want you to take a look at this stole. All right? Stoles are worn by ministers because they represent that we are carrying the yoke or the burdens of Christ on our shoulders, as we all do, because we are all ministers. Do I hear an amen? Amen. Yes, we are. But I want you to look at this really carefully, because these are the tongues of flame. You see that? This is the Holy Spirit, you guys, and it is unleashed and untamed in this room. Right? I mean, I want to hear an amen on that. The Holy Spirit is so bold in this space at 10:10 every morning, every Sunday morning. So I wanted Allie to wear it because this is a Holy Spirit moment. Allie felt the Spirit touch her. She knew it was time to preach. She wanted to preach on miracles months ago. She worked hard on this. And so let the Spirit roar.
Do you believe in miracles?
Yes.
What comes to mind when I say that? It was the 1980 Olympic hockey game against Russia, right? Most of us remember the story from the movie Miracle. A few of you might remember it because you were actually alive in 1980. Either way, we still think of it as a miracle on ice. But I have a secret. It wasn't actually a miracle. You see, there are certain rules, especially in churches, that are required to call something a miracle. The miracle on ice was just a bunch of well-trained athletes that won a game. But I'm going to call it a miracle, and I'm going to tell you a few other stories. They may not be official miracles, but I'm going to bend the rules a little. Hey, I'm a 24-year-old with an intellectual disability. Besides, I truly believe there are miracles all around us all of the time. Some of you know my boyfriend Alec, but you might not know his story. Alec was a healthy 4-year-old living in Chicago with his family. On Mother's Day, 1996, Alec was probably more excited about celebrating his upcoming birthday more than celebrating Mother's Day. His parents woke to find Alec unconscious. He was not breathing, and he had turned blue. They called 911. Alec was intimidated in their kitchen, taken to a local hospital, and then airlifted to University of Chicago Hospital. The next 18 days were spent in a coma. He was not given a chance at surviving. But they got him back. Alec's family says that is their miracle. And as things turned out, it turned out to be a miracle for a lot of people. After the coma, things changed for Alec. He had frequent seizures, life-threatening seizures. He needs to be with a parent 24/7. But Alec's family has turned a negative into a positive. They have to be with him all the time. They started a Special Olympics team. That way, Alec is involved with sports and he is with his friends. His parents can be there, not just to help Alec, but to help over everyone on this incredible team. Speaking of Special Olympics, I see that as a miracle. It was the right person, Eunice Kennedy Shriver, with the right idea that even people with disabilities can be part in athletic competition. There are nearly 5 million athletes worldwide that consider Eunice a miracle worker. And here is something amazing. There is a story kind of similar to the start of Special Olympics going on right now, right in Plymouth. Jack, John, and I went to high school with a boy named Zach. Zach was always laughing. Sometimes it drove me nuts. He was laughing every day when we arrived at school, even at 7:30 in the morning. One morning, Zach wasn't in class. A teacher gathered all of us together and explained that he had passed away the night before. I attended Zach's funeral. I was amazed to see that Zach's mom spoke at the funeral. That takes a strong woman. After all, she just lost her teenage son. As she began to speak, the sound system played, the introduction of the TV show Wheel of Fortune. It was his favorite show. He watched it every day. Zach's mom was determined to carry on his memory in a happy, positive way. And she is still doing that. She is involved with a group that is bringing something unique to our community. A playground, but not just any playground. This one will be accessible to everyone, even people in wheelchairs. People like Zach. The project is still in the fundraising stage, but they are close to starting construction. You might think that building a new playground doesn't qualify as a miracle. To say that, I'd say, just wait. Wait until it opens. Watch the joy on the face of a child, even an adult that is able to access playground equipment for the first time. Watch the parents as they see their child enjoy something for the first time ever. I'm guessing that when we see that, we'll be witnessing a miracle. I've been reading a lot of stories about miracles, and this one is one of my favorites. There was a Marine named Major Brian Dennis. He was serving in Iraq. Brian met a dog that was hanging around base, looking for food. He called the dog Nubs because of his small, nubby ears. The two became fast friends. Brian tried to make sure Nubs was always safe, but that wasn't easy. Once, the dog got a big wound in his side. He was so sore, he couldn't eat or drink. But Brian helped treat the wound. He shared his food with Nubs. Before long, the dog was doing much better. And right about that time, Brian was assigned to a new job. This time, he would be far away. As Brian drove away, he said a prayer that Nubs would be okay. Nubs tried to follow for a while, but he couldn't keep up. Nubs cried as he returned to the base camp. Brian's new job was a battalion headquarters way on the other side of the country. He'd been there for 2 days when another worker came in and said, "You won't believe who's here. It was Nubs." Somehow, the dog, who wasn't in the greatest health, made a cold 70-mile trip to be with his friend. Brian knew he couldn't keep a dog at his new job. So his friends and family came together to help. They raised about $5,000 to transport Nubs to San Diego. And here's the update. Nubs made the trip safely. Brian's friends picked him up at the airport and gave him his favorite meal, steak and strawberry Pop-Tarts. In about a month, even better news, Brian returned. At last, the two are living happily in San Diego. Just another everyday miracle. I'm happy to say that I'm enjoying an everyday miracle right now. That miracle is parables. Do I hear an amen? Have a great summer, everyone. We'll see you at WOW. Until we get together in the fall for the miracle we call parables, I'd like to ask, do you believe in miracles? Yes. Thank you.